First of all, we are just starting a new energy. We just started May and we're going to have a new moon the 8th. It also going to be Mother's Day, a few days after. So the energy, it is asking to be concrete. It is asking to dream, but also do. It is asking to seed what you would like to harvest. It is also asking to set clear intentions, have a very clear mindset about where you would like to go and where do you feel guided to change. This is a month for changes. We have few changes in the sky. There are 5 planets, all 6 planets, all in a sextile conjuncting in Taurus. And Jupiter is going to move from Taurus to Gemini, which is going to be the emphasis in the communication, the expansion. Expect that social media go crazy a little bit. Jupiter will have 7 years in the energy of Gemini. So be discreet with yourself, discern what is the information that you would like to receive, but also be sentient and wise about what you would love to share with the ones that connect with what you place in your feed. Be kind in your comments. It's so easy to judge and be mean and rude and unpolite because no one is seeing your face. But it's not about that. Remember that every time you are mean or upset or rude, you are taking someone else's energy. If the person engaged with your rudeness or being impolite or mean because maybe you are out of alignment, maybe something happened to you, we all have all of those 5 minutes of messy. What we do is we take someone else's energy because we are not connected to the source. I had a question about Reiki. I had a question about Reiki with someone says that I get drained when I do Reiki because I give my energy to my clients. And someone said to me that I could just connect to the source. And this is my answer. When you are drained because you give energy, it could be happening many things. First of all, you are not connected to the source. The source should flow through you when you do Reiki, light language, or any modality. And sometimes you may feel drained because you are overloaded with light, which means when the light passes through you, it cleans whatever darkness it was, so you are healing as well. Thank you. Thank you for that. So it's not necessarily that you give your life for another person. It could be that you're not rightfully connected, because when you are rightfully connected, nothing is taken from you. You just multiply with an endless and infinite source in which you have enough for yourself, but also to hold the space for others that come to you to be guided. So make a ritual to connect. And for me, it took me a while. When I began doing Reiki, I was always drained and I always kept the entities by myself. But after I figure out the way in which it feels in harmony with myself and my body to be a healer and to do a light language healing or channeling or Reiki and not get drained or bother it. So be aware about your limits, your shoot, and how you should exchange that energy. I also suggest that you always set intentions. There are many ways in which we leave our energy aside. For example, if you do a lot of astral traveling, sometimes we leave pieces of ourselves in other planes, and then we're going to be grounded. I talked to these in a video. Taurus is an energy that is an earth sign. It also aligned with Pleiades. Although Taurus people will have a Pleiades aspect, and the majority of them are going to be pure Pleiadian, which means that in their galactic chart, they will have the 7 star planets on it. Also, the energies that I have been noticing from the starseeds that we have frequencies that are normally the ones that we connect. We'll have Pleiadians, that is someone that is very common for us, but we also have frequencies from Regulus. I have seen a lot of energies from Cygnus, from Alpha Centauri, from Sirius, that is a common one. And I also have seen star seeds coming from other galaxies, from other planes, a lot of Andromedans. So we're having a huge influx that is coming in this ascension process that we have. Expect changes, ups and downs, because we are feeling there are two, I think, main star frequencies that we will probably make connection. In some timelines, we do connect it to the high race. That will be the future Earth. Galactics, that will feel alien for us, but they are Earth from a future. In other timelines from the future, I have seen Pleiadians, and in others, I have seen Andromedans that come in to assist us into these transition to become galactic. Some people will ascend, but some people will stay and keep being physical. So I have seen that Earth go galactic into the 2160, 2200 something. I see that it's a lot of Earth becoming the alien for another planets, and then we go into explorers, and then it's like a semi-fluid state. There are different futures that all are converging together for us to choose which timeline we would like to choose. And that's something that it's going to be seen more since we move into Gemini's and Jupiter conjunction for the 7 years ahead, because Gemini, it has this double energy where you are here, but also there is some part of you that is unknown that you need to explore, because Taurus right now is an earth that grounds us. Taurus feels very Pleiadian to me, and Gemini feels very Orion to me. It's this strong duality in which you are very soft or very strong or very creative. They have many different sides. This is something that I am learning along the charts. Normally, starseeds from Gemini, they will have a lot of Mintaka, they will have a lot of dragon, warrior, mystic, alchemist, witch. Some of them, they have very dark legacies, like very dark beings, but others will be more witchy, dark, but benevolent at the same time. It was it was a very extreme Akashic records for many starseeds, but not for all. It also feels very military-alike. It also found sometimes very restricted, like for example, restrictions that you will see right now in the Middle East, for example, or perhaps in China, or perhaps in another place that is very rural, a lot of restriction. This is like a very Orion thing. All of the conspiracy theories about mind control and having babies in a pod or putting a robotic arm or something, it's also very Orion, and it's something very Atlantean too. I have found that souls for Atlantis, they the ones that will have something that it was an answer and they will like to reread that we call that karma or dharma. Many of them will live in the Caribbean or in the States or in some places of Europe like Spain or Italy or Portuguese, Portugal. I also have found a lot of persons that are born like Puerto Rican or Cuban or in Mexico or in the part of South US that have a lot of Atlanteans in its own Akashic record. This is things that I'm learning. Now I started the course about I for some reason I haven't been able to read your comments, but I will go back at the end and reply to all of you. If you have questions, please type them in and I will go back. I started with I think I will do Atlantean light language transmission if that's okay for you. Let me just drink my tea. I started the Starseed language course with Atlantis last week. It has been a big group, which is amazing, and they talk all about the flow. They talk that we cannot be in harmony if we're not flowing, if we're not gentle, if we're not allowing ourselves to change, to transform ourselves, to be in this metamorphosis that a journey of transcendence will require. And I do want to start with what Atlantis may be. Atlantis, in the Akashic records, as far as I know, because I keep learning, it did not convey in the same time with Lemuria. It was a different era. Lemuria felt more aligned to Arcturians, to Sirius, to shamanic frequencies. It's more earthy. In Lemuria, what I have seen in the Akashic records, we were semi-physical. You did not speak a lot. It was more free, more hippie, let's say, more organic. You could speak in telepathy and tell the trees to wash out your kids. I I have seen that you were not assigned a name or a profession or something. Each person, they would discover what they wanted to be, including gender or um, sexual. I mean, if you feel like you were homosexual or heterosexual or whatever, that wasn't defined. You could be whatever you wanted, right? You could have at some point in your journey, you would say, okay, my name is going to be that. And then people in circles would guide you so you discover what was your magic. If you were an alchemist, if you were a magician, if you were a healer, if you were a builder or whatever. It was a more free, gentle, and love and organic way. From Lemuria, there are different timelines in which um, it was it was end. It was the fall of Lemuria. From the most benevolent one, what I can see, it was they reach a point in which they ascend with their bodies. Spaceships came and they just flew away, and they were taken into a different space in which they could have existence and then adjust to be taken into their own holographic, let's say, living in the space, a type of adjustment to go into fifth dimension with their body. In another timelines, I have seen that some left and then others stayed, and then from the ones that stayed, they went into Earth, and then they created Chambala and many other different tribes that we know and are part of our ancestors, including the Mayans. The Mayans, I have seen in some Akashic records, they descend from some Lemurians, and then some Mayans ascend too because they knew their ancestors ascend and they just move into a different state. So they were kind of taking like their whole thing. Kind of like teletransportation is kind of how it is seen. Atlantis is a different story. Atlantis came with a mission with power and knowledge, curiosity and exploration. It feels more Pleiadian, but it has different energies interwoven within. It has some Anunnaki. Um, it has some gray, Zeta Reticuli, and like dark, not dark, more like lower frequency alien on it. And it has this also Pleiadian wisdom more associated with a type of a Nordic culture, but they were not just one type of Atlantis. Atlantis, it was an era. And in that era, it has the most beautiful magical experience, and then it decayed, like the Roman Empire and every other empire we have seen in on history. The tribes kind of associated with different races, galactic races, and they had different color skin and they had different qualities or divinities. This is how it is said. I see as if beings that came from the stars, they were and walked between us and created Atlantis, as long as Lemurian and any other eras that we have no idea that Earth has had. And they see and hybrid us with the humans that it were. And this is when Atlantis was born. So a type of semi-guide begin to born, and then we have the genetics and then different people that kind of had its own magic to do certain things. Some of them had like blood skin, others looked like dragon human thing, other had different animal features, other had like gold skin, other had like red skin. There were different types. There were not just one type, and it was not one era. It was just like, it feels as if from what I have seen, it was more ocean than land. In fact, what is this right now, it was ocean, and what is ice right now, it was ocean. So we had pieces of land in a huge ocean, right? It was a different change of earth, and those pieces of land were encapsulated, but they were humans outside of Atlantis, that they were in a lower frequency. Not everyone was a magician, not everyone had power. Some people had, and some people didn't. In the darkest agendas of Atlantis, all that is ritualistic or sect-alike come from it, like Illuminati, Cabal, blah, 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 right? Even some religions, and sometimes religion was used for those lower frequency agendas, type of control. We do have the wisdom, we know how to do. You don't know how to work with energy, but we do. So we are in charge, we have the power. This is something that it is still in this time, right? Because it has not been answered. What I mean it is why we still have lower frequency agendas, sexual distortions or war alike, power alike, lacking economic alike, injustice. Why still have those things along with the hybridization, transhumanism? We do have them because we haven't found the way to balance and bring harmony, so that do not need to be rewritten. This is a lesson that starseeds and not starseeds are all together finding the harmony. So we are the solution. Don't see ourselves as if you are the problem. We caused this, or I did that, or blah, 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 blah. The Akashic Records is not to feel guilt or to punish yourself for what other aspect of you, another time, in other space, have done or made a choice. It is to have a revelation about aspects we didn't know, to put things together that maybe will give you a different understanding in which why you do those things. Like, for example, in my case, going to my Akashic records, I'm able to understand the whys in my family monad, where I have met my brothers, my mom, my nieces, my partners, and then I say like, oh my God, it makes sense. It makes sense, things that we do without thinking, without being in our 5 minutes of I know it all. And then why sometimes we recycle distorted patterns over and over and over and over, right? So if you go into Akashic Records because you have a session, or you do it for yourself through a meditation, do it, set an intention. You can access the Akashic Records in two ways. You can access your Akashic Records because you withdraw and download wisdom from aspects of you that did right and well. Or you can go into the shadow and then cleanse and rectify the story, the dynamics from the family monad that are around you. This is something that we're doing in this new moon in Taurus, because the energy is asking not to waste energy in the things are not working out for you, but to resolve, to conclude, to do whatever you should, but also move forward for dynamics that maybe you have been over and over and over and over and over. Especially dynamics about family, about how do I connect, about twin flame or soulmate or relationship, or do I want to even have? And most importantly, is asking us to go into the next level about what we can do by being resourceful, by being in balance, in harmony. For some reason, I'm not able to listen or to read your questions. It's like an error on the live, but I will go back later and reply to you. Thank you so much. So whenever you are going through, I have seen a lot trying to look in the shadow or in the energy what I did, what was wrong. But it's not about that. It's about not seeing the mistake of what you have done in another timeline or in this one. It's more about tuning into your intuition, going within, listening to your guidance, and seeing what I could do to rectify that, what I could do, in what I can be responsible, so I know in which direction I should go, right? Is to feel that regardless if sometimes life feels not good, it will be working in some part, in some way, in some role, in some form that we may be able to understand, maybe we won't. And the most important thing about meditation or going to Akashic Records or having a light language session is to understand you, your motives, your needs, where you feel you're lacking, your strengths, and how you put it all together into a game that works hard for you, because this is the journey. At the same time, this is a high frequency along the year. We're going to have a change after September, after we're going to have eclipse, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. I don't remember the dates. The energy is going to be lowered a little bit, and then maybe unexpected things will come at the end of the year. So take advantage of the heightened energy for meditation, for setting intention. So manifest whatever you would like to do, to activate yourself, to make a plan, to find alignment, to set, I'm going to make it, I'm going to figure it out. I'm a light worker. Use your tools and prepare yourself, because at the end of the year, the energy may go low a little bit. So if the energy is low outside of you, you just go back to your cocoon, go back to yourself. Let's do a light language meditation, if that's okay. Short, 5, 7, 8 minutes. Set your intentions for what you would like to receive, and let's begin. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Feeling comfortable in your own space. Begin to sense your life force encoded in the oxygen that you breathe. Make yourself safe and comfortable in your space. Adjust the volume. Even if you get distracted, try to just observe what feels right within. Let's ask, beloved higher self, please be in charge now. I call upon the light I have gave away on any form and any state to come back to me now in divine order, in divine flow, in the rightful way. Niasa kira koba, the kira koro, the niasa de tari kara kara bari tinea. Atlanteans, we're grateful to be here. We are priests and priestesses with aquamarine light. We invite you to tune into the aquamarine light and place it between your throat and your heart. Many starseeds from Pleiades or Atlantis carry distorted programs that affected your throat chakra because truth has been restricted before. This is also a collective timeline in which starseeds look for an identity, look for authenticity, and to authenticate the stars that glow within. Visualize 12 beams of light in form of aquamarine orbs swirling around you. Nihapase, Nikiako, Dehapa, Kikiakate, Nakasaka Take Niakerasako. Begin to feel as if you are in the ocean. Heart is illuminated, dazzling aquamarine light. Begin to relax your being. The energy around you begin to move from the right to the left. The orbs begin to dance around you. Nihasaka tekoro katekiarako. You slow your breathing 10%. You calm your mind, emotional body, relax. Nihasako tekiara tekine sateria. You breathe in and out, in and out. And picture a fifth dimensional ocean around you. Cleanse it. All states of you. Cleanse all what you have attached to yourself. What feels wrong, heavy, mistakes. And let it be washed away in a vacuum beneath your feet that absorb whatever darkness could be in or around you. Distortions, negativity. Imagine, believe, teach yourself to believe that you can see as you activate your mind screen now the ocean, pinks, blues, and golds, stream suncoats that enters your crown, your third eye, cleanses your throat, become aquamarine in your heart, expand through you, flowing, expanding, and around you, building a strong foundation in the solar plexus, sacral, and root. And you activate a dispensation you are assisted in which the divine source in the highest and best come all the way like a river of light through a pillar of light as you become a conduit for unconditional love and pure source consciousness. Goes from the central sun, circles plasmic light in a regeneration frequency begin to flow through you. You felt in your head merging with the light, your face, your ears, your nose, your neck, flow in the flow of the light, your throat, the shoulders melt, the arms melt, your hands, your chest, your back, abdomen, your spine, melt and relax. Nitiara kokopa, satinia, hips melt, relax, organs, bones, cells, glands, blood, feet, toes, nails, skin, and hair. Completely become the flow. You will feel as if you are the ocean now. Become the ocean as you said, I am the flow. Nitya Sakure. I am the light. Nina the Zekina. I am divine. Nita Saka Kikakapa. I am harmony. Tsokore Katikera Dasa. I am the universe. Nita Saki Tekanako. I am the resurrection. Tisakade Karako. I am the Christ. Tikusakuroko Katekia. I am Buddha, the Sadini Rakla. Divine Mother, it's who I am. Tiarakara Sakatini Rakopakite. I am Gaia. Tiasa Tiara Naro Otiesa. I am peace. Tania Kaso Titia. I am love. Turasa Kudni Narasea. I am all I am. Nersarati Karatra Korokia. As I am the idea, the solution, the creation, the transcendence of all. Tirasara Tinikere Kedapa Titise. You will begin to feel that as the ocean, you become one and you flow with the 12 orbs of This Atlantean priest assisting you, aquamarine light, in a constant emanation of love. It's who you are. You begin to remember your true self. You recognize what you are. You observe what's being washed away from your reality, what restricts you, what forces you, obligate you, control you, manipulate you, outside of your own alignment, what is attached to you. It transforms the wounds, the pains, the traumas, or carry along the lineage, along the past, in the family, in the collective, around you, in the ones you know, in your story. You wash away main 4 fears. Fear to be insufficient, fear to be rejected, fear to be unloved, and fear to be betrayed. You will feel, observe, or just know 4 hooks, like knife alike, that are going to be taken from the root, from your programming, along all timelines, all versions of you, in all states, in all forms, in divine order and in the rightful way. As now you choose that insufficient, rejected, unloved, betrayed, are fears that do not apply to you. Instead, you download what you need. Definition of love, connection, wholeness, completion, being enough, knowing what love is, knowing what being safe is, supported, powerful, wise, good intuition. And you'll notice a light effect on your energy. Observe now, as you may see 4 organs or 4 chakras or 4 aspects of your life being erased, always and forever, and instead replaced with a new consciousness. That as you place your awareness on your brain, you will feel your starseed being upgraded with a new consciousness, with new ideals and new perceptions about the world that is in your hands to create. The knowing about how you can make perfect this journey by embracing every imperfection, by surrendering with what is. You transform when you find flaw. And for that, you may need to renounce your expectations. There are times in which you tell the universe what to do because you feel you know best. You don't tell yourself you're wrong. I know the solution, but no one wants to flow with me. So you all must change. Understand that beyond your understanding will be dynamics, won't be humanly possible to comprehend. That you are safe at all times, that you are supported. And as you are present and connect with the reality of who you are and who you are becoming, promise to be, you flow into the oneness. Choose not to repeat past mistakes that were proof are not the path of transcendence. So all your solutions would be on what you have not done, what you may feel afraid to do, or insecure, or you don't know how. But when you flow and you try, you find your way. And your way will be the highest timeline you can walk by choosing to be a difference in your personality, in your behavior, in your path. It's a gift for you and it's a gift for the ones around you. Being in alignment, being in harmony is the best help you could do for Gaia. It was proven that destroying your world is not the solution. So in your timeline to destiny, it's meant to go into the transcendence of fifth dimension. And this is why you are here. And you are ready to go through. Begin to go back to your body. Since the dispensation is complete, we are grateful that you take time to connect. Since you are us, and we are you, and we're all one. Stay blessed. You are supported. You are loved. Ground. Breathe in and out. You can touch yourself. And thank you for allowing me to be your guide today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.